Alright, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD or Application and Website Development Program, and in particular the AWD1100 C# Programming Fundamentals class, I've been doing a series of video presentations based on the textbook we're using for that class, that book being Muroc C# 2015. The book is 26 chapters in length. I have done the first 3 chapters and actually the first 4 chapters. And what I've been doing in between some of the chapters is working on my own program, a payroll program, where now I want to go in and I want to add the stuff from that was in Chapter 4. All right, and I pretty much, just to show you, so let's see, what do we want to add? Well, we've talked about variable types already. So we can add, for example, a char and a boolean. Let's do that. Let's see. So that's a couple things. We're already doing some multiplication. And let's see. Well, you know what they're doing in here, if you look. At the end of the chapter, the author had come in and was doing, where is it? We had this, an enhanced version of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this bigger. Okay, I'm going to save it. I am going to print it out in just one moment. I do a lot of this kind of stuff. Maybe it's a silly way of doing it. I don't know. Don't really care because it works for me. So file, print, and print. So I'm going to go grab it and then come back. And I'm going to modify the payroll program so it looks more like this. Again, it won't look exactly like it, but it'll be along those lines. How's that? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here and let's see. I've got that. Where is it? All right, I'll find it. Just give me a second here. So right now I do have my copy of the payroll program. It's on my desktop, and it's just called Chapter 2-3. So I'm going to do a copy and a paste, and I'm going to rename it to file is open. Okay, let's cancel that, and let's close that. There it is, 2 and 3. So I'll close this. Sure, we can save. It's not going to hurt anything. Let's try it again. Copy, and then paste. And we've got now, well, I guess we've got 2 of them, but that's fine. This is the one then that we just made. So we've got Chapter 2-3. And I'm going to change this to just Chapter 4. Now, as I showed you before, once I do that, and I open it, it will still say here, Chapters 2-3. That's okay. All right, I'm not really that concerned with this. So, I'm bringing up here. Let's come into our actual form here. Take a look at it. All right. Well, the first thing I'm going to want to do, I'm just going to do a Control-A. I'm going to unlock all this. And then I'm going to come through here and I'm going to make this wider. So these are our individual totals. Let's do this. Again, I'm doing stuff we don't really have to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to add another label up here. Make it a little bit bigger. Oops. I mean, I'm doing this all off the top of my head. So, all right. So we'll change this to label individual totals. And we'll make the text individual totals. Don't need any underline or anything else there. That's good. I guess I didn't quite space it correctly. There we go. Individual totals. All right, let's make the size a lot bigger. So we'll make it about double what it is, 28. That looks pretty good. And we'll center this. So, I guess that looks okay. Now I'm going to take this and copy it, paste it. Now I'm going to, next to this, I'm going to make something that I'm going to call label group totals. All right, I'm going to change the name on this to group totals. All right, and underneath this we're going to put down, again, I'm basing this off of what is in the text, and it's not going to be the same, but it'll look similar. So come into here, and this will be, I have to make some changes, of course. So first one, this will be label total number employees. In fact, I'm going to change that. Just call it total employees. I don't need the word number in there. So total employees. And we'll change this also to total employees. All right, then we're going to have total gross pays, I guess. Like I said, I'm basing it off of what's in the book. So. All right, and then finally, average gross pay. Right? And this was what? This was total employees. So this will become text box total employees. This was, so this is total of all gross pays, average of all gross pays. So let's total of all gross pays. I might have to make this a little bit bigger. Of all. Move that over just a tad. There. Hopefully that'll be enough also once we do that. So this will be average of all gross pays. Okay. And this will be also of all gross pays. Now, I want to make sure that I'm keeping this kind of in jive with each other. So as far as the names, All right, between the two. So there we go. So total employees, total of all gross pays. So this now becomes our text box, total of all gross pays. All right. AVG of all gross pays. I'm going to fix that. And this will become text box AVG of all gross pays. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm going to add a couple more buttons over here. In fact, the clear and the exit. And again, we can move these down if we want to, but I'm going to change this first one here to, in fact, I'm going to change these, so I'm going to call this first one calculate just the text that's there. I'm going to change it to calculate emp gross. Okay, so that'll do an employee. So how about employee gross? There we go. This will be clear employee. Yeah, that'll be a little bigger, I guess, if you see that. All right, and this last one will be exit is fine. In fact, I really do only need one exit, I guess. So I can remove that one. And the size of this button is 112.82. So let's make this one 112.82. And this will be clear all employees. All right, and I'll do the same thing here. Clear all employees. All right, again, it's just a little bit too small. There, so it's now 122.82. All right. Let's see. Let's try to move this down. Since these are totals, why don't we move these down? Trying to just bring a little semblance of order here. All right. Again, I don't know. Is that done well? I don't really know. All right. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I think I've done enough playing around with it already. So let's lock it. And one thing I like to do, again, you don't have to do this, but one thing I like to do is, since I'm starting with a new chapter, I'm going to change my background color. Again, by no means do you have to do this. There we go. All right. So this up here, for my form, I want to change the verbiage to payroll program based on chapters 2 and 3. I want to change it to based on chapter 4. All right. Okay. So got this, and I think if I save this and run it, a lot of it is done already. So let's come through here. Again, Jeff, Scott, 40, 10, calculate. Okay, that stuff's all good. But this should now say 1. This should now say 400. And this should say 400. All right, so I've got to add that stuff to it. The clear works. This should change to clear employee totals. I like that better, and this will still exit. Okay, I'm getting there. Stop the run. All right. So I think we've already got this locked, but let's just double check. Yes, it is. Let's do a file, save all here. All right, and I'm at 1548 already. So let's just we will reset our just to make sure it's correct, our tab order. Now, I'm not going to want to tab to any of these. In fact, I can make all of them read-only fields and should. And again, I will change the color. All right. So I'm going to do let's start at the beginning here. View tab order. So this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Again, the only ones that matter in here are the text boxes that are not read-only and the buttons. Another view tab order. Let's do one more file, save all, and I'll be back to continue with this in just a couple moments.